DotaFanTV, welcome back to the video guys, where today we are going to be looking at the day 1 of Dota 2 Animajor brought to you by WePlay Esport. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to be talking about what I think about the production, about the teams, which one surprises us, and ultimately what is the result from the day 1 of the wildcard stage, because this will have a big impact on which team is going to proceed to the next stage. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So the first thing I wanted to highlight is a little bit about the production. I think overall it was fantastic. A lot of the videos, the intro actually gave me a lot of goosebumps. A huge credit to WePlay for putting the amount of effort into the production. There are a little bit, I'm not going to shy away from the bad things, there are a little bit hiccups along the way. Maybe there's a minor delay. I think there's a technical issue with Slacks trying to interview the players. I think there was a game that, at least one of the games that I noticed, I didn't watch every single game, where the team logo was swapped. So there was a little bit of confusion there. But they fixed it during the game itself, so a huge credit to them as well. I think there was a situation where the Aegis countdown timer was wrong as well. It was one of the Enigma game in the earlier. But overall, I would say the good outweighed the bad, and I think besides that, in a lot of all these major, the first day is usually a little bit more chaotic. Also, the art style is something that I really want to highlight. I think even during the picking phase, the hero that was picked have their own custom new art design. It looks really cool, really sick, fitting with the anime theme that they are trying to go for. So a big up for WePlay Esports. Definitely room for improvement, but not too bad from day 1 experience. And right now we can actually look at the results of the games that happened earlier today or yesterday, depending on where you are from. I think I will go through every single one of them. Let's go. I think the first one will be Secret against AS Monaco Gambit. It ended as 1-1. A little bit of surprise as well. I think a lot of people would write off Gambit just because of they have 2 players that left the team right before the major. Kind of highlighted the problem in the teams. Imagine if you played throughout the entire season and you are confirmed a spot in the major, and then instead of joining the team to go there, you actually left and go to another team that is not qualified for the major. So it kind of highlighted that, you know, the player in the team itself doesn't have a lot of belief or confidence in the team. But they are able to take 1 game off Team Secret, so a big credit to them. And moving on, we have 1-1 Execution against IG, and then VG Gaming against Team Secret is 1-1 as well, where I think the first game lasted more than 60 minutes, probably the longest in the tournament so far, and it was probably the best game of the tournament in the first day. So if you are looking for a game to watch, that is the one that you want to pay attention to. And then we have Nigma 0-2 against IG, lost to IG, and then VG Gaming 1-1 against Nigma. Nigma beat AS Monaco Gambit 2-0, and then AS Monaco Gambit against Execution was 1-1. Execution VG Gaming was 1-1. A lot of 1-1, as you can see. There's only 2 games where you know, teams are able to decide who are the winner in the series, because it's the best of 2, and both of them kind of involve Nigma. And when we go up to look at the overall table, we can see that a lot of the teams are actually sitting at number 1 spot because they have a total of 3 points. I think if you win, then it's 2 points. If you draw, it's 1 point. If you lose, there's no point, right? So for Execution, they have 3 draws in a row. They're sitting among the top teams. Actually, a big surprise as well for Execution. I didn't expect them to be able to sit there, because I was expecting them to be one of the team that was sitting right at the bottom, or second from the bottom. But after first day, they draw with IG, which looks like a super strong team. I'll talk more about them later. Who else did they play? Let's see, Execution. They draw with VG Gaming as well. So 2 of the China powerhouse drew with Execution. And where else Execution? Let's see. I should be looking at this table. I should be looking at this one. Okay, there we go. And AS Monaco Gambit. Alright, the second team that I want to talk about is actually AS Monaco Gambit. I said earlier about the situation that they have with the team. I expect them to be the last. I think if you watch even some of the video from other, you know, talents or Dota, like X Pro or whatever, BSJ is one of them that I watched, was saying Gambit is the one that they expect to be last in the group stage, and I can totally understand why. But having to say that, they actually did not play badly. I was watching some of the series. I think I watched this Nigma against Gambit, the full game. They lost both the games, but I wouldn't say like the game was very like fully dominated by Nigma or what. They had their chance to come back and win the game, but it was just maybe a little bit of lack of experience in making the final decision that cost them the game. But it wasn't a bad showing at all that a lot of people have expected, including me. I'm not gonna shy away from that. Moving on, IG is sitting at 1 win and 1 draw, so they drew with Execration, and then they beat Team Nigma. So IG is the one that kind of surprises me as well, because they have a stand-in in their coach Super, because one of I think their position 5 Oli couldn't make it. I was expecting them to not do well because they already qualified for the major. There's not much motivation, nothing much to play for other than pride, and they have one player that is not joining the team. So I was expecting them not to try hard, but to my surprise, the 2 games that they beat Nigma, it was one hell of a game that they played. They played so well, so that is why I think. Oh man, I know in my prediction I said Team Nigma and Team Secret will go through. I still hope that my prediction will, hold strong and somehow it will happen, so that I don't look like a clown. But looking at this, IG looks like one of the strongest team so far, right? Moving on, Team Nigma. Oh, also I wanted to highlight, knowing how good IG is, it also highlighted that Execution is actually not too bad. The fact that they are able to take 1 game off IG, but 3 draws, I'm not sure if it's good enough for you to go through. They will play 2 more games, which is against the EU team, Nigma and Secret. And in this situation, I think Nigma and Secret are more desperate to get the result. So I would expect Nigma and Secret to beat Execution. But I'm from SEA. Execution is from SEA. I hope that they surprise me. Moving on is Team Nigma. They have 1 win, 1 lose, and 1 draw. So they draw against VG Gaming. They lost to IG, but they beat AS Monaco Gambit. If I am Team Nigma right now, I will be hoping that AS Monaco Gambit can take more games off the bigger teams like VG Gaming and IG, so that they stand a chance to make it to the top, because they already beat Team AS Monaco Gambit. So I think if I'm Nigma, I'll be hoping that AS Monaco Gambit can step up and actually play better than, but they already played better than most people expected. So moving on, Vichy Gaming, 3 draws as well. They played against Nigma. Where is it? Vichy Gaming, Nigma, Secret, and Execution. So I think it would be quite disappointing for them to not at least win one of this series, especially against Execution. They have IG and AS Monaco Gambit to play next. If they want to make it out, they have to win both the series. But looking at how strong IG is, I expect this to be maybe at least a draw, if not a win for IG. And then for this series between VG and Gambit, VG should win this. So yeah, AS Monaco Gambit, I think we have talked a lot about them already. And then moving on to Team Secret. I mean, if you look at the table, you say, oh, what the fuck is going on? Team Secret is last, but come on, guys, they played 2 games, and then they had 2 draws, and both the games are against, one of them is against VG Gaming, which, kind of makes sense that they draw, because I think these 2 teams, in terms of quality, are right up there in this wildcard. And then against Gambit, maybe a little bit surprised that they could not take both the games away from them and win it. But they have another day where they have 3 games to try to make up for the situation that they are in right now. I think the game to watch is probably Secret against Nigma. I think this one would decide a lot about both teams. The thing about it is right now every team's result is so close. We see 4 teams are tied at the first place. It won't surprise me at the end of the day if there are like 4, 3, or even like 5 teams like tied the spot, having to play tiebreaker to decide who will go through, and so on and so forth. Super excited about it. I think overall, in terms of the quality of the Dota, I have to say is top notch. It is really top notch. I was a little bit concerned. I think in the previous major during Wildcard, there are some teams that didn't play up to their standard, and then obviously there's also some teams that have stand-in like Nigma, which I think they lost almost every single thing. And then the SEA team was T1, who they have a new player who just joined them, so they did not show excellent result in the first day as well. So a lot of the game looked very stompy, but this time around, I think everyone kind of stepped up their game. If I am in the group stage, I'll be really happy that, you know, out of this 6 teams, only 2 teams are able to make it, because even looking at the result from the first day and the performance from the first day, any of this team going through to the group stage might be able to take like games off the teams in the group stage, if I'm honest. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. There will be another video coming out after the day 2 of the wildcard, but it might be slightly delayed. I'm not sure for how many hours, maybe 10 hours after all the games was played, because I have to go back to the office to work another day just before I took the entire week off next week, just to make videos about the Dota 2 Major. If you like the content, please like, comment and subscribe on the video. Thank you so much for watching again. Goodbye.